Turning our attention now to matters of renewable energy. It does offer a significant promise right across Africa, given the abundance of renewable resources in the continent, like solar, wind, hydro, and geothermal tech. Renewable energy can also play a huge role in cutting the cost of power across several African states. Now, this is particularly true when compared to the cost of small-scale and domestic kerosene or diesel-generated power, which is widely used across the continent as a whole. Significant investments are made in technologies, particularly around increasing renewable storage capacity and in smart grids as well, capable of adjusting generation capacity from multiple sources as the need to do so does arise. Now then, let's dig a little deeper into this. Femi Adeyemo is the co-founder and Managing Director of Arnergy Solar. He's live in Lagos tonight. Thank you very much for your time. So a 2016 investment plan from the Nigerian government pointing out that there is enormous potential for renewable energy and solar hybrid power plants across Nigeria, an untapped market really of about 13 million people. To what extent has that market need been fulfilled so far?
Yes, Rama, thank you for having me. Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, 40 million people. I mean, in the off-grid sector. So the opportunity is huge, and I mean, based on what we've seen in the market, the need is actually there. I mean, in the off-grid space, people are spending at the moment more on the dirty fuel sources, from the kerosene to the candles and the lanterns. So switching these off-grid people to renewable sources, I mean, most especially solar, makes a lot of sense, and it can save them a lot of money, and it's a cleaner source of power for the people in the rural communities.
So what exactly is the status of investment at the moment in solar and hybrid power plants in Nigeria at the moment? Because when we look at Nigeria, we hear a lot about investing in natural gas power plants. But does that focus on natural gas then take away attention and capital away from renewables and focus it more on fossil power plants?
Not exactly. Actually, we are an advocate of having the right energy mix, right? And if you look at the development timeline for the central, be it from hydro or from natural gas, it takes a while. I mean, before the people can see power, right? So while we are not, discouraging the investment in this in the central power plant, I mean, be it natural gas or hydro, I mean, we believe the quick win will be in decentralized solar solutions. And I can tell you there are a lot of interest from, investors across the world in the decentralized off-grid solutions. Nigerians spend $5 billion per annum fueling their petrol or diesel generator. So the quick win to resolve this is to have decentralized off-grid. I mean, for us, we say rooftop solar solutions across the country.
Right. I'll get back to that question a little bit later, because it does, the argument about using it as a bridging solution. But just in terms of numbers, at what price per kilowatt hour can utility-scale solar be economically viable in Nigeria?
Okay, so if you look at the commercial and industrial space in Nigeria today, customers are willing to pay anything, between 18 cents per kilowatt hour to 20 cents. If you look at the utility scale based on the PPA that the government signed, a few years ago with 14 project developers, that was signed at 11.5 cents. So now back to the commercial and industrial space. That's purely economical. It doesn't rely on any sovereign guarantee, and at anything around 18 cents per kilowatt hour, it makes economic sense for the developers and the customers to sign a deal.
Okay, one last question for you, sir. We often tend to think of solar hybrid, off-grid solar, essentially as a bridging utility, something that would essentially give people who are not on the grid access, but eventually they will have to get on the grid at some point. Are we correct in adopting that approach, or should policymakers be thinking of it more in terms of actually saying, hey, you know what, solar is it, that's it, it'll meet needs, energy needs now and in the future?
Solar, I mean, hybrid solar, even in the urban centers, I mean, has come to stay. I mean, we've seen deployments powering, I mean, healthcare sector, hospitality, and water view. So solar has the capacity to not only power, I mean, maybe low energy consuming appliances, but even for the energy consuming appliances. And it has really come to stay as the energy source for the off-grid sector and even for the people that live on the grid on an hybrid rooftop solar scale.
All right, we'll leave it there for the time being. Femi Adeyemo, thank you very much for your time there live, of course, in Lagos.